Good morning, students. Today we start the new lesson, that is the motion, rest and motion. As you know, the things which are moving is in motion, and the things that does not change its position are rest. So today we start. First of all, I want to tell you what is motion. An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with the passage of time, with respect to surrounding. An object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to surroundings. For example, if you are sitting in a class, you are in a rest. Or if you change your position, then you are in a motion. The first in diagram, the motion are of four types. Rectilinear motion, if a person is going in a straight line, that is known as rectilinear motion. And a needles in the watch moving, that is known as a circular motion, and the ball going one place and then another, and rotational movement. And periodic motion, that is a body changing its position to and fro, that is called periodic motion. An object is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with the passage of time or with respect to the surrounding, then it is called rest. So what is difference in rest and motion? A body is said to be at rest if its position does not change with respect to a fixed point in its surrounding. For example, a book lying on the table, a bench fixed in a park. These are the rest position. Motion. A body is said to be in motion if its position continuously changes with respect to its surrounding, changes with time. For example, a flying bird, a boy playing football, or a car moving on the road, that is not motion. Types of the motion are of flowing types: rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, translatory motion, circulatory motion, oscillatory, and periodic motion. Here next, that is the distance. Distance traveled by an object is defined the actual path between the initial and final position of the object. Distance may be defined as the actual path covered by the body between initial position and the final position of the object. That is known as the distance. Distance can be measured by a device that is known as odometer. A device known as odometer fitted in the dashboard of automobile like car, bus, etc. measure the distance traveled by the vehicle. There is always a 1 marks question asked on this point. Name the instrument used to measure the distance of an object. You say odometer. Then displacement. The shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of the moving object in the given interval of time in the direction from initial position to final position of the object is known as displacement of the object. So here you can understand the difference between distance and displacement. Distance in the length of the path traveled by a body while moving from an initial position to final position. Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and final position of an object. Distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. The total distance covered by an object is distance measured is always positive. Displacement can positive or negative both. Displacement can be positive or negative both. The distance measured is always positive. Here I want to explain what is scalar and the vector quantity. The physical quantity which have both the amount and direction, that is known as vector quantity, and the physical quantity which have only amount, that is known as scalar quantity, or the magnitude you say. The physical quantity which have only magnitude is scalar quantity. The physical quantity which have magnitude as well as direction are known as vector quantity. The displacement is a vector quantity and distance is a scalar quantity. Distance measured is always positive. Displacement can be positive or negative depending on the reference point. The total distance covered is equal to the algebraic sum of all the distances traveled in different directions. The net displacement is the vector sum of the individual different displacement in different direction. There is always a distance covered wherever there is a motion. Displacement will be zero if the body comes back to its initial position. So its unit is meter. both the distance and displacement, the unit is meter. The motion of an object is uniform if it moves along a straight line and it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. It covers equal distance in equal interval of time. It is known as the uniform motion. Or interval may be how much. Examples of the uniform motion are car going along a straight road at a constant speed, the train going along the track at a constant speed, the movement of the fan, vibrating spring in a swing machine, cooling fan running at a fixed speed. All these are the uniform motion. Then non-uniform motion, the motion of an object is said to be non-uniform if it covers unequal distance in equal interval of time or covers equal distance in unequal interval of time, however small these intervals may be. Examples of non-uniform motion are the movement of an asteroid, car moving to a halt, a bouncing ball, the train coming to its terminating stop, or the dragging box from a rough surface. All these are examples of non-uniform motion. In uniform motion, the movement of the body is along the straight line with a constant speed. In uniform motion, body covers equal distance in equal interval of the time. Speed of the is the actual speed. The graph between the distance and time graph shows the straight line. This is always remember that the graph between the distance and time is a straight line. That is in the uniform motion. The motion has a zero acceleration. The uniform, this type of the motion has a zero acceleration. After that coming the non-uniform. The non-uniform motion or the movement of body along a straight line with the variable speed. In this type of motion, the body does not cover the equal distance in equal interval of time. Speed of the object is different from the actual speed. The speed of the different form is different from the equal. The graph between the distance and time graph shows the curved line. It has a zero or no acceleration. It has a zero or no acceleration. The measurement of the rate of motion. The speed may be, speed is the measuring the rate of the motion. Speed of an object is defined as the distance traveled by it per unit time. Speed is equal to distance over time. Its unit is meter per second. Its unit is meter per second. Types of the speed: average speed, instant speed, and constant speed. Average speed is the total distance by the total time of the entire trip, and the instant speed is the speed of an object and any instant in time. Constant speed is when an object remains at the same instantaneous speed over a period of time. Over a period of time. Speed with direction, that is known as velocity. The speed with direction in a velocity of an object is defined as the displacement of the body per unit times. Units are meter per second. The velocity is. So today we have to cover types of the velocity: average velocity, total displacement of motion divided by the total time interval, instantaneous velocity, the velocity in a specific instant, like a quick check on your speedometer. Initial velocity